the first question would be
Hmm.
that in this lockdown period, what are the major challenges that you're facing, and what are the measures that you have taken to cope with this?
Well, I think we look at this as not as a challenge. There have been a little
Mhm.
bit of disturbances because our classes could not happen in the college. But I think we've taken this as an opportunity. We immediately converted all our sessions online. Our sessions, 16th of March, we started our online sessions within 3 days. We converted everything online, and we finished our remaining session online. We did our examinations online, and
Mhm.
in fact, all the results were published online, and so on. The new session has also started online. So, as far as teaching is concerned, I think that's not a challenge at all. Our course is 70% practical, so that's where we see a little bit of a challenge because our students cannot practice. But I think the entire world in this together, so we do understand
Mhm.
that problem. We are completely committed to our students at the moment. We are allowed by the government to allow students in batches to come. We will call them in batches and we'll focus on practicals. But I think as far as education delivery is concerned, it has not been a challenge for IIHM. We have managed to stick to our dates. We have managed to achieve our dates and targets, and of course start the session as per the date mentioned on our academic calendar.
Okay. Okay. And sir, in terms of your admissions, have you looked at the trend? I mean, has how much has this COVID-19 pandemic impacted your admissions this year? I mean, has it increased or decreased year-wise if you compare to last year?
Well, I think the season is still going on, so it is too early to comment on to that. But I feel once the class 12 results are published, there
Mm-hmm.
will be a lot of students who will be deciding. But I think it's too early in the day to comment, and we've got a lot of time for us, unlike other years, for the admission season. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not worried at all, I think. And as the day goes by, we will. We're planning to, in fact, start our sessions by the last week of July or the first week of August at the latest.
Okay. Okay. So, coming to this year, have you introduced any new programs lately? If you can give us a brief on the same, if you want students to know about new offerings of IIHM this year.
Absolutely. I think there are two great things that have happened. First is, as far as programs are concerned, we've added hospitality technology as a subject to our students across the years. We're the first college in India that has become into that. And where we are teaching the latest technology that is changing the lives of hoteliers and how it is changing the lives of hoteliers. Whether it is the use of Alexa or whether it is Google AdWord marketing, I think the students are being appraised about the latest 360-degree amplification of the social media as well as technology into the use of a life. So that as a subject has been introduced across years. So that's one. Second is looking at COVID-19, we've introduced something called SAHAS. It's an entrepreneurship cell where the chairman and CEO of IIHM, Dr. Bose, has kept aside 25 crores for students to start their own businesses. I think one of the issues that students face when they start the business is the seed fund, and for that the college has stepped aside. For that the college has taken a step forward and kept this money aside, which will be given to students who are opting to start their own businesses. We've got a very, very impressive advisory board panel. We've got Mr. Zorawar Kaldra in it, MD, Massive Restaurants. We've got Ms. Sonika Malhotra, Joint Managing Director for MBD Hotels. We've got Mr. Yangdup Lama in it. We've got Mr. Kush Kapoor, CEO, Rosyat Hotels and Resorts. We've got Mr. Rocky Mohan, Managing Director, Mohan Mekin, and we've got so many people across the country who've joined into the advisory board and panel, and we've got over 50 people who have achieved in life so much, and they are the ones who are guiding our students about opening up their own businesses. So I think that is the latest that we've started about a month back, looking at the situation where we want to encourage our students to look up and start up their own businesses rather than looking for rather than becoming a job seekers. They should be job creators. They should look and focus at opening up their own restaurants or own businesses, and not necessarily in hotels and hospitality. It could be anything. It could be mushroom farming. It could be honey manufacturing. It could be anything related to a business which the students think that they can. And as a college, we stand committed, and we will promote them to open their own business. I think this comes as a commitment, to our students, that irrespective of what happens, we stand with you. And that is the commitment of IIHM that we always give, and we are still standing with the batch 2020, and of course the coming batches.
Brilliant, sir. So along with seed funding, students will receive mentorship and incubation as well to an extent, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Not to an extent, but to the entire limit, right from the presentation right from their presentation that they're going to do for the project. Up to the guidance and the financial aspect, because we've got financial analysts in the advisory boards, or for that matter, the idea deliberation that will be done by the advisory board, and plus, of course, the seed fund as well. So it's a complete, circle that has been made for the students.
Okay. So, sir, I mean, when you come to, when we talk about real world challenges, so there is always a gap between what is taught in the textbook and what the student faces once they get placed, right?
Yes.
So do you have any, are you doing any extracurricular activities, or do you have any programs which would enhance the skill set of the students so that they can meet the real life challenges when they are placed in the end?
Oh, absolutely. Loads and loads of programs that we conduct, which are latest, that is happening in the market. Like, for instance, we're the only college in the world that does its culinary tour, where we select students and fly students to France for a period of 12 days, where we take care of all the fooding, lodging, travel, accommodation, and we teach them in the factories. So if you have to teach cheese making, we take them to the cheese factory in France. If we have to teach them about honey, we take them to the honey factory. We take them to the copper vessel factory. We take them to organic farming in France, in a village in France. So that gives a holistic idea. So that's a culinary tour that we're conducting. We're the only college in the world that does this. We're doing a wine tour. We're the only college in the world that does wine tour, where we select students, fly them for a period of 12 days, completely free of cost, including visa costs, airfare, travel, food, accommodation. And we teach them wines in the vineyards of Italy, France, and Spain. And that's the project that we have. We've been doing it, and that's where we teach them. So students learn about wines in the vineyards. Secondly, we fly Master of Wines. When it comes to wine teaching, not only that we are teaching through practicals, but Master of Wines come over to our campuses and take sessions for students, and they teach students. So it's a very latest. There are only 350 plus Master of Wines in the world. Not everybody can become a Master of Wine. It's very, very difficult. So we've chosen the best of the world to come and teach our students. So that's there. We're the only college in the world that does the Scotch and Malt tour, where we select students and fly them to Scotland for a period of 12 days again, where they go into distilleries and study about Scotch making process in Scotland distilleries. And that's the kind of education that we give. We're the only college in the world that does this. Young Chef Olympiad is another event. Practical exposure, 70 countries, over 55 countries. practical exposure, Young Chef Olympiad. Over 55 countries come in every year. They send the best student chefs to IIHM for a competition that we organize called the Young Chef Olympiad. It's the biggest culinary Olympiad in the world, where our students execute this event for a period of 7 days. And of course, the competition is 7 days, but it takes about 12-13 days because teams come early. So all that event management and all that handling of the event and all that movement of the team, the logistics, is all done by our students. And that's the practical exposure. On top of this, what our students get is, by the time, once the event finishes, our students are carrying mobile numbers of people from 55 countries. And that is the biggest networking that anywhere in the world can happen. For a college-going student to have telephone numbers of chefs, of the best chefs of the world from 55 countries, is something that doesn't happen anywhere in the world. I'm not talking about Delhi or North India or East India. I'm talking about the whole world. So we are the only college in the world that organizes the Young Chef Olympiad. Plus, we are the only college in the world that organizes Young Chef India Schools. This is again the biggest event in culinary, where we've got our own, episodes on food and culinary, which comes on Food channel on national television. You go on YouTube and type Young Chef India Schools, and you will see that we are producing our own culinary episodes, where we are promoting culinary for the masses, where we are imbibing and inviting more people to culinary, irrespective whether they come to us or they go to somewhere else, but we are promoting hospitality. Plus, we're the only college from India that has been approved by Erasmus European Union, to conduct research in the field of hospitality in Europe for reducing food wastage. Our students, so European Union selected best 4 colleges of the world, from Sweden, from Turkey, from France, and from India. They selected IIHM, where we are conducting research on reducing food wastage. We're the only college from India in hospitality that has been approved by European Union, the government of Europe, to conduct research. It's like, like medical, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. They conduct research in the field of medical science, and they contributed to the medical fraternity, and the whole world follows it. Same way, we conduct research in the field of hospitality and contributed to the hospitality sector. Plus, we are the only approved program providers for WSET 1, 2, and 3. WSET is a course on wines that you need to undertake. If you want to study about wines, you need to undertake a WSET course, WSET, which is the Wine and Spirit Education Trust of UK. So they have certified IIHM to conduct courses of WSET 1, 2, and 3. So for WSET 3, if you go on the website and on WSET 2 or WSET 1, you will see that for WSET 1, there are only 7 program providers today in India. 6 are professional companies and 1 is IIHM. So we are not only teaching our students, we're also teaching the industry. WSET 3, if I talk about, it's a course which can be conducted only in 3 places in Southeast Asia. Hong Kong, Singapore, and in India, only 2 people or 2 organizations are authorized. One is IIHM and the second is a company in Mumbai. So if even a student or even an employee of Taj Hotels, Oberoi, Accor, they want to get certified in WSET 3 in India, they either go to Mumbai or they come to us. So we're not only teaching the students who are coming to study about wines, we are also teaching the industry. So that's the level where we've gone, and that's the kind of passion that we have when it comes to hospitality education, that we've started teaching to the hospitality industry. I would like to invite all the students who are watching this to our campuses. The nearest campus that we are in the cities of Calcutta, Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Jaipur, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Goa, Bangkok, Samarkand. So wherever you are, whichever your nearest campus is, go and have a look, meet our faculties, meet our directors, meet our people, see the infrastructure that we have, see the lab that we have, and you will understand why people love IIHM, why people talk about IIHM, the standards of teaching, the standard and the quality delivery. If you want to know, I think you should come and have a look at the campuses, and then you will be able to understand and compare as well. So that's where I'm coming from. Quality standards of teaching.
Right. Sir, forward to this, can you tell us, a brief about some of your notable alumni, your placement statistics, your highest and average packages to the students who are watching this?
Absolutely. I think our alumni are placed all over the world. I will have to give you a list for that if you ask me. Our students are settled all over the world. Whether you talk about Burj Al Arab, whether you talk about cruise lines, whether you talk about Ritz-Carlton all over the world, or you talk about any top brand, you will find our students everywhere. Right from America to Australia, from Russia to Antarctica. No, not Antarctica, because there are no hotels there. But otherwise, the last inhabited place en route to Antarctica, you can find, I think, South Africa, possibly, if I may say, landmass nearest to Antarctica. So you'll find our students everywhere and anywhere in the world. I think I need to sit down with a list in that case. I think packages vary from course to course. What you're getting into. Whether you're getting into hotels, whether you're getting into cruise lines, whether you're getting into aviation. Like, for example, when our students go and join international airlines, like Etihad, for example, they pay about 1,08,000 per month. That's the kind of salary that is given starting. Cruise line starting is about 75,000 per month. Hotels, it ranges from 18,000-20,000 per month, and it goes up to 45,000 per month as well for management training programs. So it varies. It is actually depends from student to student, ability to ability, and capability to capability. The hard work you do, the more success you get. So I think it completely depends. Like, for example, a lot of students might say that, I've gotten into IIT and my life is done. Well, you got into IIT, but that's only the first step. You need to work hard to get that package that people get in IIT. So just by getting into IIT doesn't confirm that you will get that package of 65 lakhs per annum. You need to prove yourself in IIT in the next curriculum, throughout the course. So hard work is something that has to go throughout, and success is something that will fall in. But you can today aim to become a general manager in a property like Ibis or Fortune hotels, or possibly Lemon Tree hotels, in about 7 years from the day you start working. An average salary of a general manager for a hotel like Ibis Hotel, which is a 3-star property, ranges anywhere between 1,50,000 to 2,25,000, depends, plus minus. That's the average salary I'm talking about. Like, for example, if I talk about Mr. Puneet Chhatwal, it's on Google, so I can say this. Otherwise, he can object as to why I'm sharing his salary, but you can actually go on Google and check. His annual package is about 13 crores, which means he gets a salary of about 1 crore plus per month. So you don't need to be an astronaut to earn that salary. You don't need to be a scientist or a doctor or a heart surgeon or an actor to earn 1 crore a month. You can be a hotelier, and you can aim to be Mr. Chhatwal and earn that salary. Now, I'm not saying everybody will become Mr. Chhatwal, but whenever you aim somebody in life, you aim for the top. So you want to become a cricketer, you want to be like Sachin Tendulkar, right? You want to learn car driving, you want to be like Michael Schumacher. So that is why I'm sharing. So you can earn 1 crore rupees. You can Google this. Salary package of Mr. Puneet Chhatwal, Managing Director of Taj Hotels, is 13 crores annum. So, there is no end limit to this skill industry. We are a skill industry, guys. And the harder you work, the further you will go. For example, Chef Sanjeev Kapoor. Chef Sanjeev Kapoor's annual turnover is close to about 900 crores. Per year. Last year, his annual turnover was 900 crores. And he's a chef. I might be a little wrong on my figures, but he's touching about 700, 800 crores of earning. He's got a television. He's into endorsements. He's into a lot of other businesses. He's into digital aspect. He's into, so average about 700, 800 crores easily. So as a chef, he's earning that much. So, and you can Google that. I mean, if you don't believe me, you Google that. Google the salary of Chef Gordon Ramsay. You will, trust me, fall off your chair if you hear that. I mean, if you see what he gets per year, what he earns per year. So I think today hospitality guys are celebrities in their own right, and it is all about hard work. If you don't work hard, you won't reach anywhere. So I think, it's like who you go and ask. If you go and ask somebody who spent his life in a hotel in kitchen stewarding, cleaning kitchen utensils, possibly he will not have a very good experience of hotels, and he will never encourage you to come into hotels. But yeah, if you go and speak to Mr. Puri Chadwal, if you go and speak to somebody who's a vice president, of a property or of a five-star hotel, you go and speak to them and they'll tell you what the industry is all about. So I think it also depends who you take advice from. But I think as far as the industry is concerned, it's an absolutely amazing industry. It needs your commitment. It needs hard work. There is no Harry Potter who's going to come with a wand and make you successful one fine day. You need to climb your ladder yourself. It's as simple as that. But if you're willing to climb the ladder, there is no end limit to it. You can carry on climbing. There is nobody's going to stop you, because the harder you work, the money is going to chase you. And that's what I've seen in my last 20 years of a career industry. The money chases you if you work hard. But of course, it depends on how you take it, how positive you are, how motivated you are, how passionate you are, and what do you see? You see half glass full or half glass empty. It depends on, how you see life. Sometimes people are negative, so it completely depends. I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is my glass. It depends on me whether I look at it as half glass empty or half glass full. And that's exactly what hospitality teaches you. If you want to be successful, you need to look at the positive side of life. And there is no end limit, because wherever there's a hotel, wherever there's a restaurant, you can actually go and work there, and you can settle yourself anywhere in the world, be it America, be it New Zealand, be it anywhere else. So by doing BCom, BBA, possibly you will still be looking out for some other courses. Do hospitality 3 years, get in a job and work anywhere in the world. That's the beauty of hospitality.
Brilliant, sir. I mean, after hearing you speak, I am doubting my decision to go into engineering.
No, it's not that. I'm not saying that. See, I'm very passionate about what I do, because I feel I want to tell this to the students that you need to be really passionate. So do something that you're passionate. If you're not passionate for hospitality, if you don't like serving people, don't come in the industry. Don't think that you will get that salary. You will not. So go and work in the industry that you love. So if you love machines, then don't come into hotels. Go into machines only. You will love that. Go into automobiles. Go into so many other places. You love photography. Don't come into hospitality. Go into photography, for God's sake. Don't come because your friend is doing it. If you love law, go into law. Don't do hospitality because all your 5 friends are coming to law, or possibly your girlfriend is coming and doing hospitality, so you will also do hospitality. That is the biggest mistake that you do, and 90% of the people, 90% of the time, people who are negative, or possibly 90% of the times people who are not successful in hospitality industry are because they never followed their heart. They wanted to do something else and they came because they couldn't understand themselves, or possibly they joined because their friend was joining. And same goes not just for hospitality, it also goes for engineering, it also goes for BBA. A lot of students I see, they don't know. After they've finished BA, they've done BBA, they've done BCom, and they're still lost. And then I asked them, why did you do BCom in the first place when you're not liking the subject? He said, because my best friend was doing BBA or possibly an MBA. So I went into MBA, but I'm not liking it. Well, your friend did it because he likes it. So I think that is where the problem is. We're not at all aware about our own liking. So I think I think if you've done engineering, great. I mean, you've done it because you like it. So I think we should follow our heart. And if we, and of course, the question comes in, whether I'll be successful in hospitality or not. Well, you've got to answer these 5 questions. And if the answer is yes, you can blindly come into hospitality. Do you love meeting people? Question number 1. Number 2, do you love traveling? Do you love interacting with people? Do you love doing things for people? Do you love going an extra mile for people and helping them out? If the answer is yes, and do you love experimenting with food? Do you love trying new food, or do you love creativity? So if the answer is yes to all these questions, close your eyes and come into hospitality. Don't get into anywhere else. What is required in hospitality? But if you love doing computers, if you love sitting on computers on a desk, then don't come into hospitality, because our job is not to sit in the office. Our job is not to sit and work with a laptop. We are working until 3 o'clock in the morning serving guests in the hotel. We don't sit on our systems. We get opportunity to sit on our systems for about possibly 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes max, because we are there on ground zero helping students helping guests organize their events, etc. So that's what industry is all about, and that's what it means. Simple.
Correct. So, sir, now we would like to know more about yourself. I mean, being the director of IIHM, what is your philosophy of leadership? Or as a leadership style, how would you describe your style?
See, first of all, I don't think I'm a leader, in the sense that I'm a very people's person. I believe in my team. I discuss everything with my team, and I seek ideas. I'm always seeking ideas, and if my team is a better idea, I will change my plan and I'll go as per the idea of the team. Of course, that is what it is. We love working as a team. We love training each other. We would love to, promote people, and of course, share with them as to what are their areas that they need to improve. I think I'm a person who believes in through and through teamwork, and that is what I am. As far as other things are concerned, I don't put too much to focus, in the sense like I believe in doing my hard work. I'm a very input driven person. I don't believe in outputs, I believe in inputs. So as far as your inputs are right, you're doing something, you're doing activities, you focus on your inputs, output is gonna come. So I think I don't worry about placements. Why? Because I think if you work with the students from year 1 and if you start grooming them, I don't think so there should be any problem in placing them. So placement is an outcome, as an output. But what is the input that you've given as a college, or as a director, or as a faculties, or teachers, or mentors? So I think the input is training the students. Input is giving them the right education. Input is training them well. Input is the right knowledge. So I think if all that is, you take care of that, I think it's sorted. So I think very simple. I'm an input-driven person. I believe in inputs, and I think I work with the team. I think these are two straight short qualities that I would sum up myself as.
Right. So having been associated with IIHM for like 8-10 years, I mean, what are some of the notable challenges that you faced in your your association with IIHM?
Challenges, I don't see anything as a challenge, to be honest. I mean, it's work. There are issues that keep coming up, and you need to handle that. I mean, you need to outgrow, you need to improvise. So far, you're working towards uplifting the standard of education and giving quality education delivery to students. There is no challenge that should come your way. Simple. Just keep working to improve the standard of education. Keep working to give a good delivery of education to the students. So far that is happening, nothing is a challenge. And to be honest, I mean, challenge is a wrong word. Challenge is something that keeps coming. I think it's a part of life. Only when you do something in life would a challenge come. So I think challenges should be accepted, and they should be welcomed, and they are the only ones that will push you forward. The faster the engine will burn, the more faster the car will go. It's as simple as that. So I have never come across any challenge. There is no problem. I never see anything as a problem or a challenge. I think it's a part of life. We need to improvise, we need to execute and go. So far life has been smooth and God has been kind. And our students are superb. Life is going hunky-dory. I think that's the best that I can say, but I think we are committed. That's all. I mean, if you ask me to sum up as to how to lead people or how to lead the organization or how to lead the students or your employees or possibly the organization, be committed to what you do, be an input-driven person, focus on inputs and make sure things are done. Be a very good executioner. If something is planned, it has to be executed. It should not be kept into your files. Meetings are not about just sipping tea and closing the file. No, meetings are about execution. And at the same time, just be committed. Make sure that everything that you do has an outcome. Everything should have an outcome. Nothing should be done or executed without an outcome. Good or bad, whatever. I mean, so that we can improve. If it is not good, we'll improve. If it is good, great, we'll develop from there. Simple. And we have no problems in reinventing ourselves. If we feel there's something that we are doing which is not right, we'll go ahead and change it. No problems. It's okay. We are all human beings. We are not computers. We are not the supercomputer that whatever that we'll do will be correct. So take care. We will work hard. There might be things that might not work, but we will change. No problems. As simple as that. We are very flexible and adaptive.
Right. So, sir, like IIHM is a very well-known brand in India. So you're present across digital media, print media, and all sorts of places where students can actually come across your brand. So
Yes.
can you tell us something about your college that people might not know on a general basis? Something which is notable, but then is not maybe something that a person would know about IIHM.
Well, I think to be honest, anything that we've done is available, is visible. So
Right.
as far as our deliveries are concerned, there's nothing that is hidden. So everything is available on our Facebook page. Go on our Facebook page. We've got 3.6 million people following, and you will get to know what IIHM is doing if you go on the Facebook page. So that's one. I think the notable change, I would say that whenever, this is not everybody's, no one is aware except our board and our senior management, that when we sit to discuss issues or problems, or for that matter, when we discuss how to improve, I think the core or the nucleus of our discussion is our students. That is something that possibly a lot of IIHM faculties are aware, but maybe students or anyone else might not be aware, because our decisions are based on a nucleus that revolves around our students. So anything that we do is based to uplift the standard of education. That is the refer point, or that is the anchoring point for us. So if we have to decide something and we are confused whether we do this or not, then the anchoring point for us is, if we do this, will it help our students to improve their lives? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, we go ahead and do it. If the answer is no, we don't do it. So I think that's something that is a boardroom strategy that we have. I think, and more or less, if you talk about the courses, the schedules, and all that I've shared about Sahas, Entrepreneurship Cell, or the Wine Tour, or the Young Chef Olympiad, or the Young Chef India Schools, or the Caviar session that we do live caviars, by the way. So I don't think so any college does that. Caviar is a very, very expensive dish. 100 grams comes for about 13,000. And we import it from London, Caviar House London or Dubai. We're the only college that does live caviar practicals. Our students do live caviars and they taste caviar. So that's what we have. No college does that. No college can afford to do that because it's very expensive. We do that. So, we've gone to that level of education where we are kind of delivering A1 quality of education. And that's why people call IIHM as the IIT of hospitality. I'm not saying that. I've seen a lot of people writing in social media and a lot of people saying that, yeah, it's the IIT of hospitality. And I think That's why they say it, because I mean, we are very, very quality oriented. We don't mince our words. We are very focused, and we take student feedback very seriously. Any student who writes a mail to us with a feedback, it is seen with a very seriousness. It is considered, and sometimes we've gone ahead and changed our rules and gone ahead and changed our teaching patterns as well, looking at student feedbacks. So I think one of the most core nucleus of our operations is also the student feedback that we get, irrespective the format. I mean, the student is free to send the feedback to me. He's free to send the feedback to his group tutor or her group tutor, or for that matter, they can even SMS or even put a message to the chairman of the company, Dr. Bose. We are okay with it. I mean, if a student from Delhi campus does not want to discuss something with me, he wants to go and discuss directly with the chairman, we encourage that. Go ahead and discuss. So the students are free to discuss, and there have been cases where students have gone and written to the chairman, and we've gone ahead and taken decisions basis what feedback we've got. So that is a very open system. We exactly get to know what is happening at the ground level, and all our faculties and teachers are aware about it. There is nothing called a hierarchy here where the student is not allowed to proceed or not allowed to write to a chairman. No, we encourage that. You come and discuss with us, we'll help you out. But if you feel you want to discuss with the chairman, go ahead and do that. So, of course, sometimes students do it, but most of the times things are handled at our end only. No problems.
Right. So, summing it up, if you would give us some points which you would like to share with the students, the aspiring students, some advice, right now the competition is increasing and it will increase in the coming years. How would you guide the students to survive in this competitive market? And any general advice what you like to share with aspiring students?
Just one, be hungry for your success. That's it. You need to be hungry.
Okay.
In life, the only thing is that, the relationship between a mother and a child is the most sacred relationship that is ever there. A newborn is not fed milk until he or she cries. So the fact is, till the time you don't ask for it, till the time you're not hungry, you will never be given anything. So if you want to be successful, you need to be hungry. Don't think any Harry Potter will come and give you this magic wand and will make you successful, or somebody else will do it. Because this is generally I've seen there are a lot of students feel that they are not successful, possibly, or they could not do anything in life because of some XYZ people. It's only you, and only you, nothing else. So I think you need to be hungry if you want to be successful. As simple as that. There's no other advice. As far as competition is concerned, competition is there. Compare. I think you're very lucky guys that everything is available on internet. Go on Google, go on internet, do your due diligence. And I think if you're talking about competition as to how to choose different hospitality colleges, I think go to selected hospitality colleges of your choice. Speak to directors, speak to principals, speak to the faculties, see the infrastructure, see the difference, compare apple to an apple, and then take a sound decision. I will not say IIHM is the best in the market. There are other good players as well, but we compete with the world. That's what I'm saying. So we do things that nobody in the world does. I'm not talking about India or Delhi or Calcutta or North India or East India or South India. I'm not talking about that. We are competing with the world, and when it comes to competing in the world, we do things that nobody in the world does. So that is where we've gone, like all the things that I told you about, the Erasmus, European Union approval, the Young Chef Olympiad, the Young Chef India schools, the culinary tour, the wine tour, the Scotch and Malt tour, and so much exposure. Rookie chef, super chef competitions, rookie chef competition, where we fly students to Bangkok for a grand final free of cost. So a lot of internal things that happen, a lot of practical exposure that happen. So I think to compare that, you need to come to a college and compare it yourself. So I think that's about it. Otherwise, the students are intelligent. I don't need to tell them. Check for yourself and go for the best. Simple. And be hungry.
Right, sir. Thank you so much. That just about concludes the interview.